Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bake Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good night. Yeah, it's late here. It's pull your hair up because it looks like it doesn't look too good down kind of night. Because I've been slaving away crocheting. The dogs are all laid out in the floor. One's in this floor, one's in the kitchen floor, waiting on me to go to the next room when I'm done. Anyway, I got Alana's top done today. So that's Alana with Crocheting with Alana. I got her daughter's tops done already, and now I got hers done. And I had really kind of debated on what to do as far as which yarn to use for her top, and it because y'all see I'm not lacking for yarn choices, but then it just hit me. I was like, why don't you just use a combination of the two yarns you use for the girls, so that way she could, it would, I don't know, that she would have a little bit of both girls in her top, that way if they decided to maybe wear them out somewhere, it would be obvious that she's the mama. You know what I'm saying? They would kind of match, but still be individuals, so they would have something similar but not exactly the same. So that's, that was my thinking anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna show you what I did. But I did do some body shaping with hers, because Esri, she's not my age, she's not even 40, but she's in her late 30s, and she might feel a little more comfortable. So I did a little bit of body shaping, but not a lot. And what I mean by body shaping, and I know I had to comment, like, what's body shaping? Body shaping simply means that I added, I had my squares, and then I added rows to the side of the squares. On each square, I added 2 rows of the granny stitch square. I added 2 rows to each side of each square. And then I took up here to the shoulder, I marked my spot for my neck, for the neck, and then I put a little row on each square for each side of the neck for the shoulders. So just to give her a little extra shoulder room and a little extra side room. So it's not a lot, but the shirt that I bought to give me the guide for her size, which is an adult size large, it fits right inside this shirt. And with in other words, somehow miraculously, I made another shirt that fit with the other shirt. The only bad part is this t-shirt is just a little longer than the shirt that I made, just maybe 2 inches, maybe at the most. But I did do the little slit in the side for hers when I added 6 rows extra on the bottom. I added 6 rows extra on the bottom, and I did do the ease here, the little split here, and then I did half double border around the bottom for her in the red to give her that accent color here. And then I used the red as her accent color on her collar here for the neck, and then I used it for the sleeves. So I did give her a little shell border, on, a little ruffly on her sleeves, but I made the sleeves a little bit longer than I did on the girls's, and then I did the shells. So because I wanted her to have that little frilliness going on too, but I wanted it to be more dignified, being a little bit of a longer sleeve. So, but this is essentially what we got going here. And so I think that works. So she's got the blue, this is this is what I used. This is Blossom Cakes. This is in the different, this color is called Caribbean Sea. This is what I'll be making the top with for someone else next. But this is the same yarn, just a different color. But this is the Denim Days is what I have 3 more of these cakes, because between the first girl and this one I used 3 cakes. So which is not bad, for I got 2 tops out of 3 cakes, so that's pretty good, pretty good. I think I pushed it about as far as it would go, considering now I did have some yarn that just knotted up on part of one of the cakes. You know, if you've been watching the channel, those cakes, the ones that I used were the ones that I got from Michael's that were damaged. Pardon me, a little bit dry. I know it's late and I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew, but oh well. Anyway, these were the cakes that were damaged from Michael's. So one of them I lost some yardage because it was just in a knot, and I couldn't, the more I tried to undo the knot, the worse it got. So I just said, and I did a little what I call surgery and just cut that section out and tied it back together, and you know, balled the rest of it up into a yarn ball and used it. But I lost some yardage there because of that. But I did, I don't know if I ever updated y'all, they didn't replace the yarn that they said they were going to send me a replacement yarn. They did not replace the yarn, they just refunded me. So they refunded me for, I think it was $25, so 5 cakes. Yeah, they refunded me for 5 cakes. So I don't feel bad about that, since I had to struggle with that yarn because it was all knotted up. But I used it anyway, and I made 2 blouses with it. So there you go. And they turned out really great. I think this turned out really great. And I was not going to do this video until after I got these sent off to Alana and the girls, so that this top could be a surprise to her. But I stink at surprises. I'm not any good at that, and I just like to just give. I'm like a full disclosure kind of person. I just like to do, and so. But I just thought this was a good idea. It gives this blue a nice pop of color, and I just thought it was really pretty, and I hope she thinks the same thing. And it'd be the most unique top she has probably. But I'm gonna wash these with some fabric softener just to kind of let the stitches relax a little bit and maybe lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to keep the shirts that I bought to size though, just in case I run across anybody else that size that I want to make tops for. It will help me in the future, because this was a good idea to use t-shirts for sizing. And I'll give you the rundown of how I did that. Hold on, I'll take the top off and then I'll give you an idea of what I did. What I did was I took my square, when I had my granny square without anything, and I laid the granny square right across this area right here, with it, leaving the arms off, and I just rested the granny square right here over the shoulder part here. And when it matched the width of the shirt right here at the shoulders and came up to here, that's when I knew I had it wide enough. Because once I had it wide enough, I knew I was in the right size range, because I knew I could add length to the bottom, and then I could add some shaping to the sides to make sure it went around her. So the girls being thinner, they didn't need the shaping, but Mom being, you know, the mom, she could use a little shaping to feel a little more comfortable. So that's why I went ahead and I added 2 rows on each square, on each granny square, I added 2 rows on each side, the right and left side of each square, and then seamed them up that way. Let me see if I could show that to y'all, if it shows that way. I don't know if that'll actually come through here. This is something I picked up from that granny pullover tutorial from Cinnamon Stitches, but I don't know if y'all can tell that that's what I did, but that's why you have a little bit extra here on the side than you normally would. But that just gives you, that'll give her some ease there, and it not be so boxy looking. Now when I wash these won't look as boxy, you know, squarey, you know, as they look now, because I'll use some fabric softener and everything will relax and it'll look more, you know, drapey than it looks now, because of course these are fresh off the hook. So but yes, I'll wash these and with my lavender fabric softener that I like to wash everything in, and so they'll smell wonderful by the time they get to her. And all I need is an address now. But yeah, I'll put all 3 of these in the wash with the lavender and have them all nice and soft and drapey, and her and the girls can enjoy them. They might end up being fall shirts because they're all a little heavy. You know, you wouldn't think cotton is heavy, but cotton is a bit heavy. But you know, they'll be a homemade item that they can wear, that and one of a kind that no one else will have. And the crochet is really becoming very popular in fashion these days, anything like that. And these are, you know, I've looked on Instagram and other places and these tops are very popular. These type tops are very popular amongst the young people. So I'm not out of style with my crochet. So at least they won't be, because I asked her before I even embarked on this quest to make these tops. I asked her, did she think her girls would wear crochet shirts? And she said yes, she felt like they would. And I said cool. So I commenced to making them, and it's taken me what, a couple of weeks, and now I have 3, and I got 1 more to make for a fellow content creator, and I'm not gonna say who, but this is also her favorite color, and her birthday is this month, and so I will commence to working on hers now. And she is of similar size to Alana, so that helps. So she also wears a large, or she likes to have a large, and so I figure it might take 2 cakes at the most, at the very most, and I'll make sure to make it long. I think she probably would prefer hers a little bit long, and give her a little ease on the side just to make it nice and snuggly for her. I might make the I don't think I'm gonna put the frill, the shells on those sleeves for her. I don't think she's that kind of girl. But I'll make the sleeves a little longer for her. Her arms are kind of skinny, so I'm not worried about that. But I think that I've been making homemade gifts, crochet gifts for folks this year instead of. I just think it means, I know that's the kind of gift I like to get sometimes, is homemade gifts, and so that's what I've been doing for folks, is making their gifts, putting my love into that, and it seems to make, you know, mean more to folks when you can make them something and let them know you love them, you know, that you actually sat down and put hours into something specifically for them. It means a lot. So that's how I like to show my love, is when I make something for somebody. Not that I don't appreciate bought things. I do appreciate that as well. I just, you know, those handmade things are always straight to your heart. Makes me a little emotional when somebody sends me something like that. But and you know, I can't wait to see these girls in these tops. She told me she was going to do a video of them in the tops when they get them. So I hope to be able to link that in a video in the future. you know, I'll put a link to that video when she makes it in the description of a video so that y'all can go look at it and see that. So when that happens, I'll let y'all know. But at least y'all know this is, and I'll have to keep this top under wraps until, you know, because this, you know, her birthday's later this month. But I'm hoping I can get it done. But she doesn't live that far. She's, you know, she doesn't live very many states away, so it shouldn't take that long to get to her when I get it made. And now that I've made 3 of these tops, it doesn't take me very long to make one. I think this one took me 3 days, and only because I started having shoulder and arm issues. My arms started bothering me, so I had to put some of that arthritic salve that I got on my arm and give it some rest. But when I get this one made, I have found the next project I found the project for the cotton yarn that Cheryl sent me. I found a tutorial for a tank top made with granny squares. Yes, and I love tank tops. They're so comfortable. In the summertime, it's so hot here. So I have found I'm not going to make it exactly how she makes it, hers on that tutorial, because her tutorial is more of a guide than an actual tutorial. Sorry. But it definitely helped me, because I was like, you know, I wanted to make something with the cotton yarn that Cheryl just recently sent me, and there's so many colors in it. And I was like, oh, you know, just the wheels got to turning, and I was like, and I was like, I know I want to make a wearable with it. I just, you know, I was like, what to do. And so I got to search it on YouTube. I was like, I need a new top tutorial, and I wanted it to be something simple because I didn't want to break my brain, and I wanted it to be granny square like, because that's just kind of like what I like doing. And so I found this one tutorial, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description so y'all can check it out. And it's so simple and so cute. Now the girl that does this tutorial, she's like skinny, like a little, like skinny. So I'm gonna have to adapt her tutorial for big. So mine won't look like hers at all. But I'll make it happen, because I want it. I want something like that. But mine will be different, a bit different than hers, but definitely be doing something along those lines. Like I said, I'm using hers more as a guideline than an actual, you know, rule, because I like the concept. I like the concept. So and after doing these, you know, I only watched Fiber Flux's tutorial a couple of times, and then I don't have to watch it again. So I'm good. So anyway, that's about all I got for tonight. I gotta get myself wore out so I can go to bed at a decent time and not 5 in the morning like last night. Too much caffeine yesterday. Me and Johnny went to the eye doctor yesterday, and we found out Johnny has a lazy eye and needs glasses, and I have astigmatism and I need stronger glasses. So we're waiting on new glasses, me and him. And so and I get no line bifocals this time, and so I'm excited about that. And I think they're giving me transition glasses to where when I go outside, they turn into sunglasses. So I hope so, because I've always wanted those, and my new Medicare Advantage plan is supposed to cover those. So I hope that that's what she's doing. And Johnny will have some sort of blue light protection in his from when he's constantly staring at his phone. So he looks at his phone a lot. I look at mine a lot too, but for some reason it doesn't bother my eyes that much. But because I guess I already had glasses. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the new glasses. They're blue too. The last 3 pair of my all the glasses I've had blue frames. I tried to find a turquoise pair, but the turquoise pair they had didn't fit my face, and so I found one that they're kind of like, I don't know, they have these little lines on them that almost make it look like the ocean. So it's pretty cool looking. They're pretty cool looking if you look real close, which y'all probably won't because you'll be like back here. I'll try to hold it up to the camera when I get them, so y'all can see the little lines on them. But when I was looking at it, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the ocean. So I was like, yeah, those are the ones. This is the little things that you have to be happy with. And so, you know, I just look for things that bring me peace. So anyhow, I do love y'all, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye now.